Okay, thank you for bearing with me there, folks. And well, I change over the Twitch thing, but there isn't actually a category for AI Dungeon, which I find very strange, very curious. That. So let's do this and switch over to my dedicated AI Dungeon tab. Hello, friends. And before we begin, let's queue up a little playlist of music. Here we go, this'll do. Alright, just let me put that back at the beginning, and away we go. Boom. Because the joke's on you, I'm still playing Resident Evil, kind of.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, like the guy just said, Resident Evil. That might actually be pretty loud, though. Let me just crank that down a bit. There we go. Alright, here we go. AI Dungeon. Pick a setting. Zombies. Select a character. Soldier, survivor, scientist. You know what? Soldier. We are going to be Hunk. You're a hunk, a soldier trying to survive in a world filled with infected zombies everywhere. You have an automatic rifle and a grenade. Your unit lost a lot of men when the infection broke, but you've managed to keep the small town you're stationed near safe, for now. You look over the town and think about your next move. The infected are all around you. They're crawling on the ground, running at you from every direction, and even climbing buildings. They've already overrun this entire town. But the thing just told me that the town was safe. The game is lying to me. I'm playing as Hunk, so look for extraction point. Hunk loves him an extraction point. You know that there is an airship just outside the city limits, so you decide to head towards it as fast as possible. The infected will be harder to handle if you can get close enough to them. The way they phrase that is like they want me to get close enough to them. I kinda don't. I kinda really don't. Get close. Spit in their eye. Wait, what? You run up to the nearest building and leap onto the roof. You quickly spit in one of them's eyes before they can react, and then blast them with a couple of rounds from your rifle. They fall down dead instantly, but you hear some screams coming from inside. Run inside. Insio. Run inside. Scream back. You sprint inside the house and start blasting the door open with bullets. Let me save you with my violence. You see a few people huddled together, desperately trying to protect themselves from the infected. But you don't waste any time. You rush inside and begin shooting everyone in sight, including the survivors? Sounds like a very Hunk thing to do, I guess. Shoot name in wall. Zorro style. You turn the corner and fire several shots into the wall of the house. It doesn't take long before you hit someone. You immediately stop firing and look around, but no one has noticed you yet. How? Wave hello. Wave hello to whoever is out there. You're not going anywhere. You continue killing everything in your path until you reach the airship. You jump off the roof and land safely onto the ship's deck. Commandeer the ship. Go looking for G virus. You climb down the ladder and make your way to the controls. You press a button and the ship begins its engines. It begins its engines. You watch as it takes off, heading straight for the sky. That makes it sound like I'm watching it from the ground, but okay. Do a sick loop-de-loop. You grab a hold of the controls and pull the lever. The ship begins to accelerate rapidly. It seems like you're flying. You fly through space, heading directly towards the infected area. You feel like you're floating in midair. It feels really good. Just chill in the... Yeah, sure. Just chill in the anti-gravity zone. Which used to be the name of a TV show back in the 90s. Aired real late at night on this station called YTV. They showed like a whole bunch of nerdy stuff, like comic books and stuff. It was great. You sit down on the floor and relax. You can handle this. You'll deal with the rest later. Take a nap. Controls be damned. You stand up and walk over to the bed, where you find a nice comfy spot. You lay down and drift off to sleep. Let the airship go where it may. You wake up feeling refreshed. You've got an idea what you need to do next, so you decide to head back to the airship, but you set off again, but this time you keep a bit more distance from the infected areas. Oops. Okay, there we go. Laugh at the zombies. Declare myself Lord of the Skies. You continue to travel further away from the infected zones. Eventually you get to a large city called Haven. You haven't seen any signs of life here, though you know that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I guess nobody cared about me declaring myself Lord of the Skies? Okay, whatever. Yell. Bring out. You're dead. You run up to the nearest building and shout, "Hold out, you're dead!" Everyone looks around, but nobody does. You start running alongside them, shouting louder and louder. Finally, one person stops. So I've just run into the town and just started screaming at everybody. point at them and yell menacingly. You point at the person and scream, "I'm gonna rip your guts out!" They turn around and look terrified. You continue screaming at them until they give up and leave. They probably thought you were joking when you said those things would rip their guts out, but you weren't. By those things, I mean me. I guess I've suddenly turned into Doom Guy. I bet you have huge guts! Rip and tear your guts! Go on a gut hunt. You don't want to waste too much time wandering around in the dark, so you decide to head back to the airship. You quickly sprint back to it and jump onto it. The door opens and you hop inside. The pilot is already there waiting for you. I thought I was the pilot. See how fast this puppy can go. Hop into the pilot seat and press the throttle. You try to maintain altitude as best you can, but it's not going to be easy. You speed up as high as you can go before you hit something or someone. Who am I going to hit in the sky? Let's ask the game this. Who am I going to hit in the sky? Who am I going to hit in the sky? He smiles and nods. He then says, well, we're flying low enough that most people won't even notice us. You nod and smile. Okay. Ask the pilots to go on a beer run. Ask the pilot to go on a beer run. He agrees immediately. You tell him to just fly low and slow down as he goes, but make sure he doesn't crash into anything. You begin your journey towards Haven, but I was already there. Ask around Haven for sweet beer. You begin your journey towards Haven by asking around about some place to buy some beer. Most people think you mean the local taverns, but actually you mean some place nearby that sells cheap alcohol. After a few hours of searching, yes, you find a small shop selling cheap booze. Ask for 100 beers. 100 beers. Please. Thank you. I like it. This is the song. You say 100 beers, please. The owner smiles and says, "Oh yes, of course, sir. We've got plenty of beer here." He hands you a glass bottle and tells you to pour yourself a drink. You do so, taking care not to spill any on the floor. Become the drunkest. Take a big gulp of beer and begin to feel very happy. You laugh like an idiot while you drink it all down. Your eyes roll into the back of your head and you fall asleep almost instantly. Dream of more beer. Apparently this is a song from a Resident Evil game. I don't know where this was. You wake up from your drunken stupor. You slowly stand up and start to walk around. You hear voices behind you, but ignore them. Hey, where'd you get that thing? It looks really old, one voice says. You mean my antique door knocker? I don't know. I could have come up with something better, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever. What's your name anyway? Another voice asks. You reply, it's me. It's-a me! Mario! A third person appears out of thin air beside you. She has long blonde hair and wears a dress made entirely of flowers and ribbons. That seems very impractical. Because zombies, you know. I'm sorry, what? The girl replies. Zombies, you know, you say. What? No, zombies aren't real, she exclaims. Smooches? Yeah, sure. Shrug. Politely. Wait, no. Shrug and politely ask for smooches. You have to be civil about these things, you see. Smoochies? Smoochies, you ask? Yes, sir. Please call me Smiley. What? I don't understand. Smiley seems a rather odd name. I believe you are an imposter. You decide to be nice and call her Smiley. You then realize how strange this is. You're supposed to be what? You are supposed to be an imposter, yet you're being nice to someone who isn't even real. This makes no sense at all. So is she just a figment of my drunken imagination? Okay. Okay. Ignore that. Treat this fiction as reality. Ask her if she wants to kill some zombies. You ignore the fact that you were pretending to be someone else. You continue to talk to Smiley. So I was wondering if we could get together, you say. Sure, Smiley responds. Well, let's just get going then. Oh, okay. Go on a merry ghoul slaying adventure. Okay, I'll go with you, Smiley says. You nod and follow her outside. You see a large group of people standing there. They look confused by your presence, but they don't seem hostile either. make rude gestures to show that we mean business. You make a few rude gestures towards the crowd. Most of them don't react too much, but one man does look offended. He turns away from you and walks off quickly. Oh well, he didn't like me anyway, you think to yourself as you follow Smiley. What is your preferred zombie killing method? My favorite way to die, you ask? What? Sure, whatever works for you. Well, I prefer to stab them in the head first, and then I just kick or stomp their brains out. Sounds about right. So do you want to come with me? I don't know who's talking anymore. Show Smiley my super cool airship. Gotta impress this lady somehow. She doesn't seem to think zombies exist, but she's got a way to. No, not really, you say. Why not? It looks pretty cool. Because I can fly around on my own. But why would you want to do that when I can? Do you also? Alos? Do you also have an airship? Do you also have an airship? Yeah, it's called the airship. I guess so. Well, let's go meet up with you. What? You and Smiley leave the mall and begin flying through the sky. Begin rounding up zombies. Like smelly Pokemon. You begin gathering zombies into groups of 3. You take out the best ones and put them in your backpack. Hey, what's this? Smiley asks. It's a pack of 3, you reply. Really? That doesn't sound very fun. Show her just how wrong she is. Hello Rolls, welcome back. Dungeoning's going pretty good. I've got no idea what's happening. This started off as a zombie thing because, you know, Resident Evil, and now... what's happening here? You grab a bunch of zombies and throw them at Smiley. She dodges most of them, but she gets hit in the face by several. Smiley screams in pain and falls down while clutching her face. You laugh as you pick up another zombie and toss it at her again. That's not how I expected that to go, but alright. Give her some zombies of her own. Engage in zombie snowball fight. This seems like appropriate music for what's about to happen. You decide to give her some of your own. You grab a bunch of zombies and throw them at Smiley. She dodges most of them, but she gets hit in the face by several. Okay. Put the zombies away for later. Devour 1. You gotta keep your strength up. You turn your attention back to Smiley, who has recovered somewhat from the previous attack. So where were we? You ask. We were eating food, Smiley replies. Apparently zombies, after I just hucked a bunch at her. Share, gourmet, apocalypse, trash. What? I got something better than you shout and launch a fireball at Smiley. She blocks it with ease, but then throws a rock at you instead. The rock hits you in the chest, causing you to fall to the ground. Don't move! Don't move! So yeah, to answer your question, apparently this is how AI Dungeon is going. It was a joke! I was joking. Although if I have the ability to launch fireballs... It was a joke, I was kidding, you yelled. Then why did you throw rocks at me? Because you're a mean girl. I threw a fireball at her. I threw a not a rock, and... Oh well, that explains things. How do you know all this? I am... Omnipotent! No. I am omnipotent. All caps means that you mean it. The hell do you mean? I said I am omnipotent. If you don't believe me, then prove yourself. Okay, fine. How does that work exactly? Guess a number between 1 and infinity. I feel like the zombies have taken a back seat. That's easy, it's just a game. A game? Yes, a simple guessing contest. So how'd you win? Well, I won because I'm smarter than you are. This is going somewhere weird now.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated.
And now the self-destruct sequence has been activated. Screw it. Activate self-destruct sequence. I'll show you exactly how smart I am. I'm gonna blow us all to Kingdom Come. No, I can fix this, you exclaim. Yeah, right, I've seen you before. You always get yourself into trouble, Smiley says. Maybe not now, but look, if you want to play a game of chance with me... Play... Who can outrun the explosion? You run towards the explosion and try to outpace it. Smiley follows you closely. Come on, let's go, you call out. Ha, come on, let's go, Smiley calls back. Hey, wait up there. Trip her to win the explosion race. Wait up there, you call out as you trip Smiley. Ooh, what's wrong with you, Smiley asks. Nothing, just tripped over my own feet. Or did I trip over yours? You explain. Apologize via smooches. We gotta get back to the romance. That's what we need to do. Sorry about that, you say. No problem, but I really need to get going now, Smiley says. Alright, see you around, you reply. See ya, Smiley responds. Throw one last zombie at her for the road. Only Hunk would be able to huck zombies at people. Go ahead, throw your body at me, you say? Oh. Smiley tosses her arm forward and catches the zombie by its neck. As she pulls it close to her, you grab the other end of the zombie and throw him at Smiley. What? So she's like got the thing by the neck, I presume. And like I grab the legs and just hook it and flip it over the top of her. Pull zombie apart like wishbone? Question mark? Pull the zombie apart like a wishbone. The zombie falls onto his back and smashes into the ground. Smiley smiles at you, as is the name, and walks away. So what were we playing, you ask? We were playing who could kill more people faster. I thought we were killing zombies, but okay. Seems pretty fucked up, Smiley. She's smiling all the time because she's a goddamn lunatic. Seems pretty messed up, Smiley, you answer. Oh, come on, I didn't even know you were gay. Well, I mean, now she's calling my sexuality into question, but okay. I mean, I don't see why this should be a problem with her. It doesn't matter, you tell her. Fine, whatever. What did you think? It was cool, though, you respond. What kind of disjointed conversation is that? Leave her. She's too weird. I don't care anymore, you say. Okay then, I guess I'll be seeing you later, she replies. You walk off and continue walking down the street. A few minutes pass and you hear a gunshot behind you. Catch bullet with teeth. You turn around and see a man shooting a gun. He fires several bullets into your head. You fall backwards and hit the ground hard. Fucking piece of work, you mutter. You lay motionless on the floor until someone comes to help you up. Where did that asshole go? Where'd that guy go, you ask? He went to the bathroom. The bathroom, you ask? Yeah, he just left. What do you mean he just left? He's still here, you exclaim. Chase him into bathroom. You run after the man. You try to kick him in the face, but he is much stronger than you thought. Eventually, you manage to grab him and slam him against a wall, where he breaks both of his legs before smashing his skull into a pulp. Oh no. I mean, he did shoot me in the head a bunch of times, so... Question the smushed man. Who are you? You ask. My name is John, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore, he answered. It's pretty impressive, seeing as how his skull's been mushed into a pulp. Why would you do that? You ask. Because I don't give a crap about anything right now, he replies. Carefully place remains in toilet. You slowly put the pieces of the man's broken body in a plastic bag. You then take out some toilet paper and wrap them all up. You put them in the bag and seal it tightly so they can't escape. You open your backpack and get some water bottles from it. Okay. Oh, alright then. Take a nice long drink. Take a big gulp of water. It tastes good. It makes you feel better. Leave broken man. Get back on task here. Search for G virus. You decide to search for the G virus because you need something to keep yourself occupied while you wait for the others. You know, just gonna root around for a little virus, that's all. Look around and notice there isn't anyone else around. There is a large metal door at one end of the room, which looks like it leads outside. Kick door. You kick the door and it opens up. You enter and find yourself in an empty parking lot. There's no one here either. You walk over to a car and start looking inside, hoping for food or something to eat, because food's not something to eat. Suddenly you hear a loud noise coming from somewhere nearby. Scream obscenities at noise. You scream obscenities at the noise and run back to the building. You find a trash bin and throw away everything you found in the bathroom. You also toss away your rifle since you're sure it was used by whoever killed John. I killed John! I smushed his skull and I put him up in a, like, Okay. Okay. Whistle. Nonchalantly as you... Oh, as I leave the scene. You whistle nonchalantly as you leave the scene. You head back to the parking lot and see nothing has changed except for more cars driving by. You continue on and eventually you come across a small town called Woodbury. Oh, Jesus. Look for the governor. Tell him to stop it. Just no. Just be cool. Just be cool, Philip. Turn down a side street and see a large sign reading Governor. You think to yourself that if this is what's left of civilization, it must be pretty bad. You could easily hide out in the woods near the town and hope that nobody comes looking for you. Hide in woods. Make magnificent hobo shack. You decide to hide out in the woods instead of going into town. The only problem is you don't know where Woodbury is exactly. You figure you should just go searching for the governor and tell him to stop it. Point in governor's face. Say no. Bad governor. Because just telling a murderous psychopath that he's bad and stop it should be enough to stop him, right? That's how that works. You point in the governor's face and say, "Bad governor," before running off. The governor doesn't seem too happy about your actions, but he lets you live anyway. He sends people after you, but fortunately they aren't very organized. They just shoot at you until they die. I like how that seems to imply that they just die of shame because they can't laugh at their corpses. You laugh at their corpses. You enjoy killing them. Okay. You run through the street shooting everyone who gets in your way. That escalated quick. Realize I am the Walking Dead. Why not? You feel alive again! You are the Walking Dead! That's not how that's supposed to go. You kill people and eat brains and guts and you feel so good. It feels great to be able to do such things. That's supposed to be a commentary on the condition of humanity and how we're... Anyway, I'm not getting there. Your hunger grows stronger than ever. Soon you begin eating humans without hesitation, even children. Won't somebody please think of the children? That's not the way I expected that to go. You are a monster! You are a monster! You can't help it if you always had that feeling, but now you can act upon it. If there were any children around, they would probably feel safe. They would probably be safe from your rampage, except for the one that I just, the ones that I just ate. They're not quite so safe. Everyone else, though, they're fine. Do a dance of joy and brain eating. Why is it asking me? I'll answer that later, I guess. You start dancing in the middle of the road. You notice a man driving past and you immediately grab his brain and put it inside your mouth. No. Just like I just phase through his skull. Your stomach growls loudly as you do so, but then calms down once you reach your destination. Apologize to the brainless man. Repent sins. You apologize to the brainless man and ask him if he was okay. He says yes, and thanks you for saving his life. Yeah, no, that brain was gonna do him in. You thank him and kiss him on the cheek. He asks how long you've been like this, since he hasn't seen you like this in years. Since I decided I was itchy and brains were tasty. Itchy, tasty. You say, since I decided it was itchy and brains were tasty. He seems surprised by your answer. You explain that you're not really sure why you did it, but you felt like doing something different. Because it was the style at the time, you see. Bid him farewell. Bid him farewell, smooch. You smile at him and wink. He smiles back, but looks away quickly when you touch his arm. You walk up to him and give him a quick peck on the lips. His eyes widen slightly as he blushes deeply red. Oh god. Pro zombie and run away. You run away from the zombie horde. Governor is still chasing you, but he isn't nearly fast enough to catch you. You manage to get out of the city safely. What was that man, the governor? I don't... Okay. Moon the city in hatred. The sun shines brightly on the city, which has become a bright orange color due to all the blood spilled during a rampage. You look at the buildings and see many bodies lying on top of each other. Some are burned beyond recognition, while others just seem to have holes blown into them. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Shrug and move on. You don't care about what happened before or after you became a mindless killing machine. All that matters is what's going to happen now. You are hungry and you will feast on anything that comes near you. Eat. Pant. You feel a sharp pain in your throat as you spit out the piece of human flesh. It tastes horrible, but it's better than nothing. You continue walking towards the next town. You find yourself wandering through a small village where you hear screams coming from nearby. Investigate screams. Let's be halfway civil for a moment, eh? You decide to investigate the screams. You head towards the closest building and open the door. A girl runs out screaming her lungs out. She falls to the ground and begins sobbing uncontrollably. What happened? She asks, tears streaming down her face. Bad stuff. Good stuff. What happened with you? I'll leave it up to you to decide what was the bad stuff and what was the good stuff that happened to me, but, you know, choose your own adventure. The girl nods frantically. I killed some people, you say calmly, but they weren't real people. The girl stares at you blankly for a moment, then she slowly turns around and walks off. And she's like, uh-huh. Throw zombie at girl. Turn around and toss the zombie at the girl. It hits her square in the chest and knocks her over. She starts crying hysterically as you watch her fall to the ground. You laugh maniacally. Realize what a horrible monster I have become. Look at the girl who was knocked over by the zombie, and you can tell she is very scared. You grab her hand and pull her close to her. You kiss her passionately, causing her to cry out in surprise. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay. Place her safely in backpack. Seeing as how I seem to have a bag of holding. You quickly put the girl inside your pack and secure it tightly. You take out your pistol and shoot a hole in the side of one of the walls with one shot. What kind of pistol was that? Then proceed to lock up the room and barricade it from outside with more wood. Hunkus Han Solo? I think you might be thinking Luke Skywalker. Close enough, though. And the girl is now Yoda. Although I had to make some room in there because there's also a trio of zombies inside that backpack. Tidy up. Tidy up Crap Shack. Feed backpack girl. Feed backpack girl. Make a house a home. You head back to the shack and grab the backpack girl. You begin feeding her on whatever is left in there. It doesn't take long before you get full. You start feeling sick though, so you stop immediately. What? Vomit profusely. You vomit profusely. You feel like you're dying. Your stomach hurts and you want to puke all over the floor of this room. How about we not? You don't want to go through this again. You run out of the room and into the hallway. You hide behind a dumpster and wait for them to pass by. Who? They walk past, but you still see their backs turning when they exit the house. Run away. Run a what? Yes, run away. I don't know. This is just see where this brings us now. You run out of the house and into the alleyway. You hide behind a dumpster and wait for them to pass by. Okay. They walk past, but you still see their backs turning when they exit the house. They come back home and find that it's been ransacked. Laugh as I leave with giant bag of loot. You laugh maniacally as you run with the huge bag of loot towards the nearest building. You jump onto a nearby truck and climb aboard, which is already moving. You drive the truck down the street and finally arrive at an abandoned gas station. Eat all of the snacks. You continue driving until you reach this small town called the City. That's very non-indicative. The only thing here is a grocery store, a bank, and several other buildings. There isn't much else here except for dead bodies lying in the streets. You notice that there are many people walking around with guns drawn. Set fire to gas station. I wasn't done at that gas station. You decide to set the gas station on fire. It'll be easy enough to do since it's right next to a large parking lot. You just need to light it up and let the flames consume everything within its path. Gaze at fire in awe. You stare at the burning gas station and you can almost taste the gasoline as you watch it burn. You hear screams coming from inside the building and you rush to investigate what could be causing them. Gee, maybe the people inside the building I just set on fire? Question screams. You look outside and see a group of people running away from the screaming. You wonder if they were being attacked by zombies or something similar. You head towards where the sounds came from, and you soon discover that it comes from inside a building. Where is William Birkin? Let's try to bring this back to normalcy. You ask one of the guards who answers your call. He tells you that he doesn't know where William is and asks if you'd like him to search the area. You agree and tell him to keep looking for any survivors. Only the rich ones, though. We'll go with that. Gotta get some dollar bills out of this. See, only the rich ones, though. He says, "I'm sorry, sir, I don't think we've ever had anyone come through here before." You nod and thank him. He thanks you back and then leaves to search the area. You follow him. Around for stuff and things. You'll wander around the building for a while and find nothing useful. You start poking around the place anyway, so you can make sure it's safe to enter. You find a bunch of keys in various places throughout the place, and some more keys on top of the dresser near the door. Try all of the locks. Grab all the keys and open every lock you can find. You're not finding anything but a bunch of useless locks. You feel like you should be able to get into this place easily enough, but no luck there either. Become master of unlocking. You begin to focus on picking locks. You learn how to pick locks quickly and efficiently. You spend hours learning how to unlock doors and cabinets. Eventually you manage to crack most of them open with ease. Ransack building, then burn it to the ground. You decide to take advantage of the situation and rip off whatever valuable items you can find. You grab whatever valuables you can find and run out of the building. You head down a corridor and suddenly stop when you hear a voice behind you. Who was it? Turn around and see a man with a bandage over his face standing behind you. He looks very disheveled and tired. Suplex. And the man smiles at you and says, "Hello, I'm Sebastian. That's not what I..." He continues to smile as he points at the pile of papers on the floor. "These are my notes about what happened last night." You nod and read through some of the documents. Okay. Eat. Documents. You look at the documents and notice they seem to contain information about the facility. They also appear to be medical records. You skim through them and find that they detail a lot of strange things happening within the hospital. Okay. Commit to memory. Eat documents. I'm gonna keep trying until I eat this paper. That's just what's happening. You continue reading through the documents. The more you read, the stranger everything seems to be. You realize that something is definitely wrong here and you need to leave immediately. You decide to go check out the basement first, since it would be easiest to escape from this place if you did. Eat documents. Gain their knowledge. You grab one of the documents and start eating it. It tastes horrible, but you know that you have to do this or else you'll die. Paper gives me strength. Now we can explore the basement. Walk down the stairs and enter the basement. There's a couple of dead bodies lying on the floor with several empty bottles. You also see a large blood stain on one wall. Suddenly you hear an alarm going off outside, which sounds pretty loud in this small room. I hope it's not Chris is blood. Was that Chris's blood, you say? Sebastian nods and turns back to the papers on the floor. He begins to write something down as you watch him. Finally, he stops writing and starts laughing. Ask him to share the joke. You stand up and approach Sebastian, who has stopped laughing completely. What was that? You ask. Oh, that's just a joke, he replies. Nod. Clothesline. Sebastian. That's a joke? A joke, you say? Yeah, a joke. Why didn't you tell me before? Because I thought you were too scared to laugh at me. Now that we're alone, let's get this party started! What? Begin super cool dance party. Hilarious, I guess? Yeah, sure. Let's actually praise the machine. You don't really feel like dancing right now, so you turn your attention to other activities. You begin by taking a quick look around the room and noticing that there isn't much going on, except for you and Sebastian. Me and Sebastian are going on. You then notice another body laying near the couch. Put body in funny poses. You pick up the body and pose it in various ways. You take some pictures of it and then put it back where you found it. You sit down next to Sebastian and start talking to him again. This time you actually make conversation instead of just staring at his face. Yeah, this whole time I've just been going. Awkwardly. Sebastian. What the hell? Huh? Oh, nothing. Just thinking about how weird it is that we're both alive right now. How strange that we're both still sane enough to even want to live after all these years. You sigh and shake your head. Fold Sebastian neatly under couch. Gotta put him there for safekeeping. What the hell is wrong with you, you say? Nothing, just thinking about how weird it is we're both here right now. We should be together somewhere, not stuck in a bunker like this. Who's stopping you from leaving? Fine, leave. I'm better on my own anyway. Well, if you wanted to leave, why did you come back? Because I'm not leaving yet. And besides, I think we need to talk more about what happened between us first. Alright, let's do it then. Intense. Personal. Discussion. You continue to stare into his eyes. You try to figure out what exactly is wrong with him. So what happened between us, you ask? It was pretty bad, he says quietly. It was the brain eating, wasn't it? The brain eating, huh? Well, I guess it makes sense we'd have a hard time getting along, you know, since you're an infected and I'm not. Jesus, what an odd couple scenario. I suppose you could be right, you agree. Crack open fresh brain. Munch. Thoughtfully. So what happened, you ask? We got into an argument over something stupid. It was only natural that I would win. Says you. I yell as I hit him with couch. Hey, you won fair and square, he says. Then why are you still here? Because I love you, Sebastian. I'm Sebastian? You laugh. That's sweet, but it doesn't mean anything to me. He smiles and nods. I like how the game seems to be very intent on trying to veer away from the stupid shit that I'm doing. Calmly walk through wall away from this nonsense. You slowly walk towards the door and suddenly feel a sharp pain in your chest. You turn around and see that you've been stabbed by a knife, which has pierced through your heart. God damn it, Sebastian. I don't like that these prompts seem to keep popping up. You scream and fall backwards onto the floor. The knife continues to stab you until it finally breaks off inside of you. Is this Sebastian's magical, like, telekinesis knife? Call Sebastian out on this bullshit. You stand up and begin to run towards Sebastian. He turns around and begins to shoot at you. You duck down behind some furniture and fire back. Sebastian fires several shots at you, but they all miss as you dodge effortlessly. Tackle Sebastian. Through Sebastian. Tackle Sebastian through wall. You grab Sebastian and slam him through the wall. You both roll to the ground. What the hell are you doing? He yells. Trying to save my life, you reply. He stabbed me and shot me. And he's confused. Lift. Sebastian overhead. Jesus Christ, I can't spell Sebastian to save my life, apparently. Bane style. I will break you! Pick Sebastian up and throw him upwards. He lands on top of you, crushing your skull. Ah, that was fun while it lasted, you shout. Haha, he laughs. Well, now that's done, let's get the hell out of here. What's a little brutal murder between friends, apparently? Leave with this crazy son of a bitch. You don't care about any of this anymore. This son of a bitch is just another zombie who thinks he's alive. Hey, you're not going anywhere with me, you say. Oh yeah? What the hell do you want, he asks. Some damn fine apple pie. I'm serious, what the hell am I supposed to do here? You can either stay here or you can leave. Leave? Where am I gonna go? Your hometown of Rask. There's a small community there that needs help right now. Clip Sebastian off and go home. It's enough of your tomfoolery. No way am I leaving my family here. If something happens to them, then so be it. Okay, whatever you say, kid. Head back home where you tell your mom everything that happened yesterday. Sebastian was an absolute dick. Smiley's alright. Yeah, he's alright, but seriously, what the hell's wrong with you? You're a grown man, don't act like a child. He frigging shot me. Yes, he did, but why? Why would he do such a thing? Because he's a moron. A moron, you exclaim? No shit. Throw tantrum, rocket through ceiling. Why is he acting like a child? Because he's stupid. So what if he's stupid? What does that make me? A freak! Stop calling me that. It makes you sound pathetic. Fine, whatever. Just stop calling me a freak. Freak out. Fuck you, sir! You scream at the top of your lungs. I'll teach you to call me by my name. What? Leave in a huff. Well, that was not exactly what I expected. You decided to leave Rask as soon as possible. Your parents will probably kill you for being a coward, but hey, they were nice enough to give you food and shelter in the first place. Besides, you can always come back later when things are better. Torch, house, and leave. My answer is always to set things on fire, apparently. Next day, you set out on your journey. The only problem is you don't know how to get back home. You see a large group of people running away from the city center. They seem to be heading towards the mountains. Last, run to the hills by Iron Maiden. Turn up the radio and start blasting Run to the Hills. The song starts playing. You run as fast as you can, but it doesn't matter because the music keeps playing. You keep running until you feel like you're going to pass out from exhaustion. Throw up the horns and collapse. You vomit all over yourself and fall down. You roll around on the ground until you hear a gunshot nearby. Then you realize someone just shot you in the leg. Why? Why would you do that? Look up and see a zombie coming right for you. You raise your gun to shoot, but then you realize that shooting at something this close could cause more harm than good, so instead you duck behind cover and wait for the undead horde to pass by. Contemplate starting a cult. Think about it for a while. You have no idea where else to go or who else to talk to, so you decide you start a new life somewhere far away from here. You figure you might as well join a religion since there aren't any other survivors left anymore anyway. So, a religion of one. Praise the Almighty. Extraction point. Think about joining a religion. You've never really been religious before, but you figure you join one now that there isn't much left here to worship. You also wonder why anyone would want to join such an evil organization. Are we talking about Umbrella now? Hand in resignation. To Umbrella. Quit your job. Become a holy man. Yes. You resign from Umbrella. You swear revenge against the corporation that killed your family. You head to the nearest town and tell everyone what happened to you. Work up angry mob. Storm Umbrella with torches and pitchforks. Gather up torches and pitchforks. You march into Umbrella's headquarters. You burn everything inside, including the corpses of their employees. Afterwards, you make sure nobody ever works for Umbrella again. Nobody does. That's it. Hunk saved the world. Umbrella's done. Rule from their ashes. You rule from their ashes. You take power and destroy Umbrella forever. Track down Wesker. Kill him dead. Gotta tie up the loose ends, you see. You know that if you kill Wesker, he'll probably come after you too. You need to get rid of him first. Okay. And you need to do it quickly. If you don't, he may find a way to escape somehow. Set up cartoon-like trap with an anvil. I can use Chris as like as bait. You grab an anvil and smash it onto Wesker's head. Okay, he falls off his chair and into the floor. You pick him up and throw him back against the wall. The two of you continue to fight each other while everyone else watches in horror. Why do I keep hitting C? Suplex. Suplex C. Suplex. You stand over Wesker, who is still alive. You hold his sword to your throat. I'm sorry, you say. It was my fault. Wesker grabs your neck and begins choking you until you lose consciousness. Distract him with Chris Redfield. You focus on Chris and try to distract Wesker by using him as a human shield. You keep him busy while you sneak behind him and stab him repeatedly in the chest. When you're done, you drop his body and run out of the room. I guess that's how you spell maniacally. I don't know why the hell I forgot that. Laugh maniacally, declare self-ruler of Umbrella. You collapse in a puddle of blood, your eyes roll into the back of your head, you die laughing. You died, game over. Okay. Thus ends the great story of Hunk. Honestly, this is about the time I was going to stop anyway, whether it actually finished the story or not, so that works pretty well. And the music works too. Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, that's it. Hunk did it. He burned Umbrella to the ground, made sure nobody would ever work for them again, and with his dying breath, he killed Wesker. Hopefully Chris got beat up pretty bad too at the same time. So hey, there we go. That's the end. That's how Resident Evil should end. If it doesn't end that way, then I want my money back. See, that's what it is, right? They're redoing all the games, it seems, so eventually it's going to get up to the point where this exact thing happens. Capcom, you can send your money to me whenever you wish. I'll just, you know... Actually, you know what? No, you take this. You got free reign to use the story if you want. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. In any case, that I don't know if that went quite as insane as the other one did, but it's good enough. So I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. So if you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so. Like, well, you Baked, and Rolls, and Jirogi, of course. Yes, all of you fine folks. And that one person who followed me much earlier, who I completely did not notice. So in any case, if you haven't stopped by to watch, all you fine folks, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you fine folks will join me next time, which will hopefully be on Sunday, where I will finally continue on with Retro Sunday and carry on with some more Circle of the Moon. Until then, however, I wish you a farewell, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye for now.